Good afternoon and welcome to John Waller's Referral Source. I'm Leon Thomas, the co-host of the Referral Source. We're here every Monday at 3:30 Eastern on the same social media networks you're watching on now. So if you're watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or even Twitter today, we're here every Monday at 3:30. You're here for the Referral Source. Here we go.
It's time to grow your business and help others grow theirs. Welcome to the Referral Source.
Welcome again to the Referral Source. I'm Leon Thomas, the co-host of the Referral Source. I'm going to be joined right now by co-host and founder of the Referral Source, John Waller. John, what's happening? How you doing?
Unbelievable. How about you, LT?
Oh
LT,
man,
bro.
everything is just great. Looking forward to having a great show today. And, it's hot in a lot of places. I'm in beautiful Baltimore, Maryland, near Baltimore, and it's 93 degrees today. What's the temperature where you are, John? What do you
I
got?
gotta tell you, the old Apple Watch says 93 on it as well. Yeah.
93. That's hot no matter where you are. That's a hot deal.
Yeah.
We're here with John Waller, the referral source where we help businesses grow and we help businesses refer each other. And John, we have a special guest today. We have Coach Mike who's going to be with us every Monday. Coach Mike, how you doing?
Doing fantastic. I'm boiling here in Houston, Texas. It's about 103 outside right now. No, well, there's about a 2 knot breeze, so it's just blowing around the hot air. So
Ooh, that's not good. That's hot.
yeah. Plus,
That's hot.
plus, plus, we get that wonderful humidity here as well. But
Mhm.
hey, if you can live in Vietnam for a year, you can live anywhere.
There you go. There you go. I'm going to let you and John go ahead and talk. I'll back out. You and John go ahead and chat a bit.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Mike. That really puts a spin on it and just makes you think, well, you appreciate having that attitude of gratitude about where you are and what you've got when you've got 103-degree temperature and you're sitting in a car and the AC is blowing ice cubes at you. You just have to appreciate that.
Amen to that.
Mike, tell me what's new with real time this week. What's going on your part of the planet with real
Well,
time?
what's happening with real time pain relief? That's the name of the company, based out of Edmond, Oklahoma, with warehouses all over the country. The manufacturing is done there in Edmond, and what we are is an ingredient based topical analgesic pain relief product that is targeting any kind of pain, but specifically lately I've been talking about the studies that were done with topicals that have helped people that have been on those nasty RX drugs and those that provide side effects. Our products all are, like I said, nature's ingredients. We have no chemicals, no parabens, none of that bad stuff. And what I'd like to do in the next few weeks is maybe take one ingredient and talk a little bit about it, because what we're trying to do is alleviate pain for people. Okay, how do we do that? Real simple. It's it's a topical. You rub it on, and one of the ingredients of all things is emu oil. Emu
Hmm.
oil by itself is a natural anti-inflammatory, but it also is a penetrator of the dermis or our skin. Our stuff penetrates down to the deepest levels, searching for inflammation and swelling. And when it starts working and reducing that swelling and inflammation, you reduce the pressure on the nerve endings, and therefore that starts reducing the pain levels. So any of us that are doing real-time pain relief, we're always asking, well, where's your pain level? So we can determine what is the best product from our massive lineup of products, because we have stuff that's very gentle. We have some middle of the road. We have some that we believe is a really, really strong. And then we got stuff with CBD as well when all that craze came around. So a little bit of everything. All of them have one ingredient that I want to start the conversation with, and that's aloe vera. And most people know what aloe vera is. I mean, a lot of people have aloe vera in their backyards. They take it, cut a leaf off, rub it on their skin because it does the job of reducing that inflammation and pain. That is one of our core ingredients. We have a number of different ingredients. Some products that we have some stuff that seems kind of crazy, but we'll talk about that more in a future segment. For example, one of my products has wasabi extract. Go figure.
Wow.
So that's the kind of stuff that we have. But through the next few weeks, we'll go through because we go from one product that has like 14 ingredients to one product that has 24. That's the maximum amount that we have.
Mike, I'm gonna surprise you with this. I have an idea for you that I wanted to talk to you before the show today. Is what do you think about helping the folks out so they can get familiar with your products? Maybe you have a weekly or monthly drawing. They send in an input, like something to your email address, and they put an entrance into your email, and you could draw.
Yeah, and if they're really super excited, I'd be happy to accommodate that scenario.
Okay.
And also I could actually, if somebody just texted me and said, "Hey, I'd like a gift certificate to buy some of your stuff," we'll provide that as well. Cool. And that little gift certificate, by the way, folks, is worth $10 cash off any purchase, plus 2 samples that are worth $20.
Cool.
So look forward to helping anybody with basically any kind of pain, from arthritis, headache, toothache, cramps, any kind of cramps, nerve, joint, muscle. Again, that's a very quick summary. Beautiful. John, thanks for the opportunity. And if anybody has any questions, I think my information is going to be shared. Thank you.
It's in the crawler. Absolutely, Mike. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you in 168 hours. Thanks, Coach Mike. Go. Thanks.
Thanks.
You bet.
And Coach Mike, thanks for being a part of the show again. We appreciate it. It's good to see you, and we'll see you next week on the episode of next Monday's Referral Source with John Waller. So, John, let's bring on our other guests today. We have Abby Beck and Joe Beck. Let's bring them on and give them a really quick hello, and you guys will go ahead and talk. Abby, Joe, how you doing?
Hi, good afternoon, you guys. So good to be here.
Hey, guys. How you
doing?
doing?
Great to have you guys here.
Good to have you both here. Now, before the show, Abby, I heard some conversations going on that you're in Phoenix. You're in Arizona. Where at?
Yes. We're on the west side of Arizona in Litchfield Park. And, we had a really bad thunderstorm last night. So it started at 96 this morning, and we're now up to 109 degrees.
Wow. Now, let me tell you something. I have some experience with that Arizona weather. Way back when. Now, when someone says way back when, you can either count that as 10 or 15 years. So way back when, I lived in Chandler, Arizona.
Ah, beautiful.
Right? And I ran a couple of hotels there. My first day in Chandler, I didn't have a car, but I had money to take to the bank, which was across the street. I walked out at 12:30 and thought, it's kind of hot. And there's no one else walking around. Nobody else is walking, right? And people are kind of looking at me like I'm the knucklehead, like I'm the village idiot. So I come back to the hotel and I go up to the room I was staying in at the time, and I turn on the news and they say it's 107. And I'm like, huh? No wonder nobody's out there. It was crazy. Yeah, so you keep that heat over there. Don't let it cross over the Mississippi River, all right? You keep it out there. Joe, how you doing?
Doing well, Leon. Doing well. It's a pleasure to be here.
Good. It's good to be with you as well. John said you guys are the grooviest people ever, and you had to be on the show. So here you are, right here on the show. So John, why don't you tell me what makes Joe and Abby so cool, and then we'll find out about all the groovy and cool things they're doing. Go ahead, John. Introduce us.
Thanks, LT. So I know Abby and Joe from a little organization called M3 Linked, which is quite big. It's pretty much national, and it's a way for folks. We talk about this being the referral source. This is a way for folks to get to know each other by networking. And networking is, to me, it's the grease that drives the business wheel. You need to be networking, need to be part of the chambers of commerce. You need to be part of something like M3 Link so you can meet other people and get to know who they are. And it's just a great way to do that. That's why I know that Joe is an awesome speaker coach. That's why I wanted to bring him on here so we can get the word out. If somebody needs help doing what people always say, people would rather die than to get up on stage and talk to people. It's just, that's why, Joe's out there helping folks to do that. So they're not afraid to talk to people, whether it's, 5 people, 10 people, a Zoomer of 1,000. That's what Joe does. Yeah. And Abby and Joe both work with M3. That's why she's wearing the M3 polo. Is they help people to network and find out what other people do so they can refer them. You want to have people referring you and vice versa. That's what the planet's all about.
Really nice. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. I totally am in agreement with you, John. The whole idea of referrals and helping each other. That's how you and I met, actually, right?
Totally.
It was through referral that's how we met. And so, Joe, you're one of the things you do is a speaker coach.
That is one of the things. My background primarily has been in sales throughout my career, and I've had the great opportunity to present in front of many large audiences for a variety of different industries. And people will ask me sometimes about public speaking. And I'm one of those rare people that is more comfortable speaking to a group than to 1 or 2 individuals at a time. It's just something that I've kind of conditioned myself to. So I do a little bit of work in that area.
Yeah.
So as far as that, Joe, what are the 3 things you're proudest that you've helped either an individual or a group of folks do in the realm of public speaking?
Sure. That's a tough one, but I'll say, I did a lot of work in live presentations in kind of like hotel educational events, and it was in multiple industries. And I'm most proud of the fact that I've trained dozens of people to be able to get up in front of a room full of people at a hotel conference room and actually cover an educational event and do it in a way that was professional and overcome the fear and all those other things. But I think it comes down to just good communication, having the right intentions, having a servant mentality, and trying to help people communicate whatever it is they're trying to communicate.
Yeah. Let me tell you this, Joe. Do you think that I have a problem on stage talking to anyone? Joe, Abby, what do you think? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. What do you think?
You get 2 thumbs. You get 2 thumbs, right? Leon. You're all good.
I could probably do it, right? Now, let me tell you this, though. Way back when.
How many decades is that?
Oh man, that's a lot. That's that many decades. That's a long time ago, right? The first time someone said, "Here, go talk," I was like, okay, I'm done. Thanks. See you later. Bye. But Joe, just like you now, I'd rather be in this forum or with thousands in front of me live than I would at a 2 or 3 person dinner. And sometimes folks think that there's something wrong with me because they see this on stage. Then when we go to dinner after the presentation, it's like, hey, how you doing? Can you pass the salt? Leon, what's wrong? Are you sick? I'm like, no, why? Well, you're not as animated as you were. So when you said that, it really, really resonated with me. Abby, let's talk to you for a second, and then I'm going to back out, and you and John and Joe are going to go ahead and talk. Tell us about you. What do you do, Abby?
Oh, he's the yin to my yang, because I am not comfortable. He's when in talking of people that he's helped become more comfortable, that I would definitely be one of them, because I'm not especially comfortable in front of the camera. I'm something of an introvert. I have a background on Wall Street, and then later working for nonprofit organizations where I was called on to speak. But I got to know my strengths through that. And I think that one of my strengths is being a connector. I love connecting people. I love what I do now. I love working with my husband. And so M3 Linked has been a great vehicle for me.
What do you love most about M3 and how that helps people? And
oh gosh, every day. There are so many things, but if I had to pick one, I would say that it's the wider implication that people gather from doing it, that they have the opportunity to meet people and then meet their connections.
Right.
So, that's an important thing to remember, that you're not just meeting that individual, but when you're impressing upon their mind what you do, and they're impressed with it, they then go away and introduce you to their connections.
That's the thing, that's a great point, is people don't realize that, or have that cognizant of the one person you're talking to, somebody like you just said, and then you're being introduced to their 12,500 people they know on LinkedIn.
Exactly.
That's just so monumental. So,
or 30,000 in Joe's case.
Oh, cool. Awesome. That's great. So Joe, you have a special guest coming up, I think Wednesday morning. Is that in Philly?
Yeah, it is in Philadelphia. We have a special guest coming to our Philadelphia M3 Forum on Wednesday. He is one of our community partners in Los Angeles. It is NBA Hall of Famer James Worthy, who's going to be joining us during our Philadelphia M3 Forum on Wednesday morning. He became a member of M3 Linked, was so impressed by the community aspects to it, being, a retired athlete, but he's certainly an entrepreneur. He was impressed by it and actually helped us launch the community in Los Angeles. He's coming to the Philadelphia community virtually on Wednesday morning to join us for our forum as our featured speaker.
So is my understanding is that's an invite only opportunity on Wednesday, or if somebody wants to reach out to you and meet him virtually and meet the other folks in Philly, could they do that? Would they go to to your digital business card?
They could do that. Absolutely. Right now in Philadelphia, we wanted to make it easy for today's event. If you want to reach any of the 3 communities that Abby and I are community leaders in, you could just text the word M3 to the number 321-421-5213. And if you want to come to the event with James Worthy on Wednesday morning, you could just go to the Philadelphia card that you'll see right when you text M3 to that number.
Okay.
So you can also check us out in our other communities in Tampa, Florida, as well as Dallas, Texas. So certainly would love to have any entrepreneur join us as a guest at any one of our forums.
So are those all of them? Is there another one out there? Just those 3?
It's those 3 that we're actively involved with right now as community leaders. There are other communities around the country, including Toronto, Canada, for M3 Linked. But Abby and I only have so much time. So there's only so much yin to our yang. So we can't cover more than what we currently have.
Beautiful. Got it. Yeah. Thanks for the information for folks that want to check that situation out Wednesday morning in Philly. So what time is that puppy on Wednesday Eastern time on Wednesday?
Well, we're opening the doors at 8 a.m. Eastern. Okay. So if you live in a different time zone, you might need to get up a little early, but I promise you, James Worthy is a great speaker. He'll motivate and inspire any entrepreneur. And it's a great collaborative experience. If there's one thing that people say about M3 Linked, it's that they can find so much of what they need in one place, because they're finding people that match up their needs. They're able to offer support to others. They're able to really get full use of their own mastery and expertise in an environment that encourages people to build relationships. So it's just a powerful experience.
The thing I know LT is trying to jump back in the room here. The one thing I noticed about it was the professionalism, is having somebody edify you and like Abby introduced me one time, and somebody else introducing you before you go ahead and do your elevator pitch. I thought that was very professional, and the professionalism of the people that are in that group, it makes you want to get up at 0 dark 30 to be in the room. Yeah.
And that's what it is very often for us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you guys are here an hour before me. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, Abby and Joe, I want to talk with you to hear some great networking stories. You introduced someone, or maybe someone introduced you to someone else, and how that relationship flourished and how you helped each other with it. I'm Leon Thomas. You're watching The Referral Source with John Waller. We'll be right back.
You're watching The Referral Source with John Waller. The Referral Source can help you grow your business by exposing you to people that can send business your way. Many business owners try to get it done by themselves. Email campaigns, social media posts, and old-fashioned cold calls might work, but there's nothing like a referral. By being a guest on the Referral Source, you're exposing yourself to John's wide nest of contacts. And by watching the Referral Source, you will see a featured business and think about who you could refer to that business. The Referral Source is a win-win all around. If you would like to feature your business on the Referral Source by advertising or being a guest on the show, contact John Waller via email at theonholdguy@gmail.com. You can watch the Referral Source live each Monday at 3:30 Eastern on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. You'll also see replays during the week. And now, back to more of the Referral Source.
All right, Abby and Joe, let's hear some great networking and connection stories. Abby, let's start with you. Tell us about a great networking connection story that's benefited you or someone else because of your introduction. Go ahead, Abby.
One of our guys is an IP attorney, and through M3 Linked, he actually got to meet with another member who introduced him through his connections to a rock star, and they signed a $3.1 million deal. And that was all thanks to the connections at M3 Link. So that's not down to me, but that's one of our claim to fames, is that there's been some wonderful contracts drawn up as a result of work done in M3.
Yeah,
We've
gotta
got
love
3
it.
minutes left with Joe on cam before he has to.
Yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of them that are out there. I'm gonna pick one because I think it's just so indicative of what happens sometimes. There's a gentleman who's trying to launch a small product, and he's out there, he's working hard, he's grinding, and he's been trying to find a major manufacturer in that particular space. He came to one of our events. He met somebody at the event. They got to talking. They didn't get a chance to talk in detail at that event, but they both became members, and they connected the following week. And here, one of the major manufacturers that this guy was trying to get to was the brother of this other member, and it afforded him the opportunity to be able to get in the door and meet that manufacturer. So it is truly who you know, and just getting to know people at a deeper level, on a relationship level, and finding out how you can help them, who you could introduce them to.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, I real quick shout out, LT, to my new bride, Diana, who I met, got married to. It'll be 5 weeks Thursday, and to somebody that I got introduced to because of a chamber here, Debbie Pacheco. She works with Haas, who's got restaurants all over the world, and he helps to give out donations to companies through marketing. It's a great give back, and so I got introduced to her today because of networking. And it's just we're just going to knock it out of the park. And because of M3, I met somebody that I had specifically asked for, which was somebody that sells to dentists. So I met Steven from Patterson, and that was my specific ask. I asked for 4 months for that. And because of M3 Linked, got to meet him. You just don't know what's going to happen. So just get out there and make it happen. You never know.
Yeah. Joe, I know that you have another commitment to hop off to, so we don't want to hold you up and don't want to be the reason that you're late for that other commitment.
No problem.
So it was great meeting you, Joe.
It's been a pleasure being here, you guys. It really appreciate it so much. I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of my wife, Abby.
All right. Great.
See you at
Take care.
Dark 100 on Wednesday, Joe. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Joe. So, Abby, now tell me some more about M3 Link. Why would someone want to be a member of that? Tell me, go ahead and sell it.
I think there's a number of reasons. I think one of those reasons, though, is that we have a tendency to only invite people who are decision makers. And so, instead of that frustrating aspect of going to a networking event where you first have got to figure out who you need to talk to. And then when you do talk to what you think is the right person, they then say to you, oh, yes, that's great. That's fantastic. I'll take that back to my boss. With M3 Linked, of course, you are meeting the decision makers. And so you don't have that middle person who's sitting there, right in the middle of a contract that could be drawn up. So that's one of the great things about it. But I think people become very close in these networking groups too, that they go on to do masterminds. One of the great things about M3 Linked is the mastermind process, which, that helped us so much. Going from 2019 into 2020, the year of the pandemic, when Joe and I literally tripled the income in our business. And that was largely, we felt, as a result of working with our mastermind.
Awesome.
Like it. I like it. Go ahead, John.
That's great. Any other great networking stories that come top of mind, Abby?
Oh gosh, just sifting through this, there's just so many. I mean, many people have come into contact with great AI services, with great VA services. There are just so many people you can meet. One of the ones that fascinated me the most, and I now sit on the board there, is actually an amphibious AI vehicle, which looks like a little sports car, and it runs under the water. And, it's going to be running on graphene batteries. And so there's been a lot of fascination surrounding that. And just so many more, just many, many more inventions. We've even had people come in. We had a White House photographer, a Forbes business writer, a guy that invented a life-saving application to cut through seatbelts in the event of going into water. Many, many different features.
Cool. That's neat.
Wow,
that's why we love having guests on here, because you never know what's gonna happen or occur.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. And talking of James Worthy, we had him in Dallas last week, and he's just such a nice man, and referred to so many of the people that he had met and made contacts with in Dallas too. So you're going to really enjoy him in Philadelphia on Wednesday.
Yeah. Now, you're talking about James Worthy. I grew up in Maryland as a University of Maryland basketball fan. And I think for every big game when Worthy was playing at North Carolina, I think Maryland lost every game. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind attending, but, I'll still have those really fast bad memories, go through. Hey, I remember when you beat Maryland, but no, we're not talking.
Yeah, well, of course he was around and playing during that time of Magic Johnson, and so it was just a great time in basketball. Right. I know Joe, he's another tall dude who used to love playing basketball when he was younger in college years.
Yeah, I love it. I'm sure there's gonna be a great event. Abby, thanks for being with us. Thanks for being here on John's show.
My pleasure.
It's been great having you. And let's go ahead, and we're going to show your contact information again in case someone wants to get in touch with you. We'll have that information right up here on the screen. So your email address is right there. If anyone wants to reach out to Abby, you can do that right there. Thank you.
Perfect.
John, another great show here on the Referral Source. Yes. And folks, we'll be back here next Monday live at 3:30. But check it out. Even if you don't watch the show live, John's going to have this link posted everywhere where you can watch it later, right, John?
And you know what's cool, LT, is next week our guest is Derek, and he's from a different medium. He's from radio. So we're going to cross-pollinate different mediums. And just so the folks know, that we only have 5 spots available through the end of the year. Today is July 18th. We've got 5 spots if you want to be a guest on the show. Through the end of the year, we've only got 5, and we're going to start scheduling for 2023.
Wow, things are rocking on. And if you want to be a guest on the Referral Source, there's a way to do that. We have the information. You saw it in the earlier kind of commercial part, but I'll ask our production team to go ahead and display that. If anyone wants to be on the Referral Source, how they can go ahead and do that. So production team, there it is, right there. If you want to,
you got to wear shades.
But you got to wear shades, huh?
That's right.
So, all right. Well, if you got to wear shades.
There you go.
Let's make it work. Let's make it work. Let's
Isaac Hayes in the house. I love it. That was great.
There it is. Good deal. Thank you, John. It's good spending time
Thanks,
with you again.
LT.
Folks, I'm Leon Thomas. You just watched another episode of the Referral Source. We're here every Monday at 3:30. And
Yeah,
if you want to be
58
a
hours
guest on a
to be here.
Referral Source, we know how to do it now. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching the Referral Source.
Thanks for watching The Referral Source with John Waller. The Referral Source airs each Monday at 3:30 on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. We'll see you next week on The Referral Source.